Hey guys, welcome back. This is the Longtail build series, video lucky number 13. In the last video, we welded and attached the rear integrated rack. In this video, we'll weld on some brake bosses and then take the bike for a first test ride. Let's get started. I started by seeing how much pinch we've got on the rear axle, and it's kind of hard to see here, so to better show you guys, I threw the frame back in the jig. You can see here it's roughly 2 millimeters of pinch on both sides. So my hope is that in the process of attaching the chainstay bridge, I end up pushing the dropouts apart to eliminate any pinching. This miter is for the bridge on the rear rack. And this one is for the chainstays. Alright, no more pinch. And while the frame is in here, I'm using the jig to check alignment. It looks good. Okay, the rear rack bridge is welded on, and now for the chainstay bridge. Here I'm measuring the distance of the bridge and checking the pinch. Now I'm pushing the bridge further towards the bottom bracket until the tension is just right. And here's the big moment. It still pinches. You guys knew this was gonna happen. I just know it. You were watching and you were thinking, oh man, Steve, that's not gonna work. And you were right. So what I should have done is separated the dropouts even further by making the bridge wider. And so by the time I welded everything back together, then the dropouts would be a proper distance, or a much better distance than they are now. Next time. Anyway, in case you're wondering, this thing here is a brake boss miter fixture. I rotated the boss inside the fixture because I need to miter it at an angle that matches the angle on my chainstays. And mitering the other side. So there's two bosses, one on each chainstay. This plate thing you see here, I had some leftover scrap and I made a fixture to hold the bosses in place while I tack them. Okay, now for the front fork brake bosses. All the same steps here, except that these bosses don't need to be mitered at an angle since the forks are straight. And now we're on to the seat tube. We need to notch it, but before we do that, we need to ream it. I'll be using an affordable adjustable reamer. Using it is pretty straightforward. I applied liberal amounts of Park Tool cutting fluid. Same stuff I used for chasing the bottom brackets on my other build. So I don't show it here, but I did multiple passes, each with the reamer's outer diameter adjusted larger until I got the seat post to fit in there. And here is the seat tube already cut and slotted. Just kidding, this is a Sharpie mark. So way back when, some of you guys mentioned to cut this by doubling up some hacksaw blades, and so that's what I did. Took a little time to get it started, but once I got it started, it's pretty straightforward. You just gotta be careful that you don't scratch anything else with the blades. You can see there, I just put masking tape on the part of the blade that is near the seat stays. And here, I eventually when I got close to the end, I put on I taped on some leather just so that I wouldn't overshoot it and scratch the bottom of the relief, the drilled relief. Okay, so now I am building the bike. Uh-oh. Oh no. Yeah. Well, obviously, this isn't the first time I've seen this. So while I was building the bike, this is exactly the thought that was running through my mind, which is, oh crap. So I did not test the brakes on here when I tacked it, which is what I should have done, because I would have seen this problem right away. So I am gonna need to move those brake bosses up to the seat stays. Not in this video though, in the next one. For now, this show must go on. Let us get this thing finished up, built up, and let's go for a ride. I don't know if it was the excitement of just having built the bike or what, but it was really fun to ride. It just yeah, it's a really good feeling. So the first thing I noticed though is that it's weird. Like the front, the bike is long, and obviously. The bike's long, and it's much longer than any of the other bikes I had ever ridden. I never rode a Longtail before. I never rode a cargo bike before. So, it's not, I mean, these bikes are not responsive. Like, you gotta kind of like turn the wheel, and when you're, like, turn it more than usual when you're taking a turn, or to keep your balance in general. So here I am, I'm on the sidewalk. I know you're not supposed to ride on the sidewalk, but my kid is, he's 13, and he's not quite the age where, you know, kids that age don't really ride on the street. They don't go bombing down the sidewalk either. He just kind of cruises along on the sidewalk. So I was on the sidewalk just kind of testing what it would be like for him. And the handlebars are wider than the bikes I usually ride, so I was also testing that, just like testing clearance between like trees and fences and things like that. Yeah, so other than that, I mean, it was a really good ride. Everything was moving, working perfectly, and front brakes were working great. There's no back brakes on there, because I gotta fix that. But yeah. Really good ride, really fun, and just a great ride. Okay guys, that's all for this video, but the bike is not done yet. We still need to get the last finishing touches on here. So in the next video, we'll braze a custom front rack and make a pithy logo badge. Until then, keep riding, and I'll see you guys next week. Oh,